Can't wait to read these comments. What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to your channel. And for today's video, as you guys can tell by the title, we're getting into it, man. This is a conversation that I think that almost every pro has chimed in on social media over the last couple of weeks. It has become just the thing to talk about when it comes to pro Call of Duty, and that is snaking. I want to break down why everyone has been losing their minds, myself included. A lot of you guys have seen my takes on Twitter. A lot of other pros takes on Twitter about it. I'm just gonna break it down for you guys. I'm gonna let you all know why pros are feeling this way. I'm gonna let you know why it's happening, and just the current state of why snaking is even a thing. I'm gonna give you guys a tutorial on how to do it. I don't know if I should, but I'm going to because I'm a good person. And we're just gonna get into it because I think a lot of people are very confused about why people are kind of freaking out when it comes to snaking and doing any competitive matches and the competitive integrity behind it and all that stuff. So we're going to run through everything in today's video. I'm going to show you guys examples of previous titles as compared to this one. And we're just going to break it all down. So without further ado, my friends, let's get started. Alrighty, guys. Now, snaking, as a definition to start out the video, is essentially abusing any form of cover with a movement mechanic, whether it's crouching up and down, whether it's going prone and sprinting out of it, it's sliding. It doesn't matter what it is. Abusing cover with any form of movement is what snaking really is. It doesn't matter what the form of movement is. A lot of people are like, oh, crouching up and down is a snaking. It is. It's the same thing, just going up and down, up and down, up and down over and over again to abuse being behind cover and essentially being unkillable. Now, I'm not sure how far back snaking goes. The first example that I can give you guys is Modern Warfare 3. That was the most prevalent snaking game I think ever, barring the first half of Infinite Warfare. Modern Warfare 3 snaking was just like one of the most important movement mechanics in the game. It was probably the most important game mechanic, period. So Modern Warfare 3 was definitely the #1 title for it. Now, I didn't play competitive Call of Duty back then, so I can't really attest to how abusable or how insane it was. From the players that I talked to that have played Modern Warfare 3, it was pretty nuts. So fast forwarding to the new gen era of Call of Duty where we currently are, because of all the different movement additions such as sliding, jetpacks, whatever it may be, snaking has become a lot more advanced than it was back then. There's a billion different ways to actually do it. And I think the most famous example of snaking is Splice's Infinite Warfare Stage 1 playoff win against your boy. I got robbed of $50,000 because they were snaking. I definitely wasn't excited about it at the time because the entire league other than Splice agreed to not do it. And, they ran through the tournament snaking everyone. And it kind of sucked because they were the only team to do it while everyone else agreed not to. So it was a bullshit win. I'm gonna hold that till the day I die, because we played them in Anaheim not even a month later with no snaking, these same maps, and just blew their back out. So I don't know, snaking is really just like a cheap exploit in the game, and whether you guys hold that opinion or not, it has no place in Call of Duty. So that is probably the most famous example of snaking. Now, as the years have gone on, probably thinking from Infinite Warfare, it got patched. Either it got patched or Splice finally agreed. I'm pretty sure it got patched. So snaking disappeared for a little while. And going into World War II, it started to pop up again at the beginning of the game. Every team immediately GA'd it. I was on one of the teams that was doing it. I've never snaked. I've never been someone to snake. I've never done it. Even when Splice was snaking the shit out of me for that Stage 1 win, I didn't do it. So I was on a team that had people doing it in World War II, and it was shut down immediately. I think it was GA within the first couple of weeks because people were losing their shit about it. So it was gone completely. There was no snaking. And this is something that pops up every year. Every single year, snaking pops up. And people, because there's a group of players that just for some reason have the inner drive to do it, and it's very hard to stop them from doing it because you can't enforce stuff like that. Now, one of the most famous players that you guys obviously are well aware of is Cell. He is one of the players that has continued to do it, even if people have been GAing it, even if people have agreed not to do it, have yelled at him about doing it. There's a group of players, but Cell is just the one that everyone harps on. I do feel bad for the kid. He's a wonderful person. I don't want you guys attacking MC for his character or, how he is in competitive integrity and all that shit. Cell's a really fucking good kid. The only thing that kind of tweaks or irks me about it is he's a top 5 talent in the league without snaking, and it's something that he does anyway. And that's the only gripe that I have. We're all pro players. Everyone in the league that snakes, we're all pro players, and we don't need to do it. But there's people that do it anyway. We're the 1% of the 1% of Call of Duty players, and we don't need movement exploits to be good. You know what I mean? So while we're all shoot straight, we're all competitive Call of Duty players, it's like we don't really need to do these things, but there are certain players that just like it's just ingrained in their blood to do it, and I don't know what it is. Fast forwarding from World War II to Black Ops 4, that's when Cell became a pro player, and he was known for, before he even became pro, he was known for being that like that ratty player, snakes, you know, those weird angles, you guys all see it, like the aim assist spots through walls. Like Cell's a very ratty player, and that's why he's so good. He knows more about the game than a lot of people do. And, you know, as time went on, people have yelled at him repeatedly, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. And he just still does it. And again, there's a bunch of players that do it. I'm not just, this is just an example. There's a bunch of players similar to Cell, but, you know, he's the one that's getting harped on. So a lot of people were yelling at him about doing it. It continued to happen. And now with the addition of sliding, it makes things a lot harder because you slide cancel head glitches, and people will, like, it goes back and forth because it looks like you're snaking when you're slide canceling a head glitch. But, you know, if you one and done, like come around a corner, slide into a head glitch, like that's not really snaking. And it's very hard to differentiate that when you're actually in game. So people think you're getting snaked when you're really not. And it's just like, it's not enforceable because it's a game mechanic that is just, it's like auto attack sprint. It's impossible unless you are staring at the player to deduce whether they're using it or not. So as the years went on, Black Ops 4 Modern Warfare to this year, people were like, fuck it. If everyone else is going to snake, then I'm going to. Like, I'm not going to sit here and have competitive integrity when, you know, all these other players are snaking me, and, you know, I'm at a lesser advantage because what? Because I don't want to. Like, that's kind of where the whole league is at right now. And if you guys watch over the major, probably the one that everyone is going to know is Diamond Con on Crossroads snaked the dog shit out of Optic when he was on tires. Now, can I fault him for that? No, because everyone's doing it now. So it's just evolved because it's impossible to regulate, and it's just become like a snake or be snaked mentality. And like I said, it was on and off all the time. Just people were doing it and then we stopped it. People were doing it and then we stopped it. Now it's just got to a point like, okay, if it's in the game and I'm playing for X amount of dollars, then it's either snake or be snaked. So that's where we're at right now. So I'm going to hop into a game really quickly just to show you guys what it actually looks like and how to do it in this game, because there's a billion different ways to do it. Like I said earlier in the video, it's a movement mechanic that needs to be stopped. And I think the only way that it is going to be stopped is with dev intervention. And I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but, you know, fingers crossed there, because it is plaguing the league. You guys watch it every single league match. There's some example of it. Someone's doing it somewhere. So I think it's a bullshit game mechanic. I'm sure there's a lot of other people out there that would agree with me and disagree with me, but it's just something that really doesn't have a place in Call of Duty, in my opinion. But I'm going to show you guys how to do it. I don't know why, but, you know, I'm a man of the people, so I might as well. So let's hop into that real quick. Alrighty, guys. Now, there are two main forms of snaking in this game. There's crouching up and down behind the head glitch, which is snaking. For some reason, there's like an opinion out there that it's not, but it achieves the exact same goal, so it most certainly is. And then there's legitimate snaking, which is going prone and then sprinting out of it, and then you're just bobbing up and down over and over again. So the crouching up and down one is super straightforward. You literally just crouch up and down, and it achieves the exact same thing with, you know, no movement involved, so it's definitely easier. But I don't think it's as bad in terms of actually being cambered when you're doing it. And then the other one is going prone and then sprinting out of it. So it goes just like this, over and over again, just like this. And this is legitimate. Like, this is full-blown snaking. Like, when you see someone doing this, like, you're getting snaked. How you know you're doing it properly is if you look at the bottom of my screen when my hand like waves like this, that's when you know you're actually doing it. So you're gonna go prone, and then you guys see my hand pop up for just a split second down there, and that's when you know you're doing it. So those are the two main forms of snaking. And then there's a third. It's not using, well, it is using cover, but it's called a snake slide. And it's the exact same movement that I just did, except you're going to slide after you sprint out of it. So you want to do this around cover. It breaks all forms of cameras, and it's just the most ridiculous thing in this game. So you do exactly what you did before. So you're going to go prone, and then you're going to full sprint out of your prone and then immediately slide. Like, right when you sprint, you're going to slide. Again, and when you see the hand thing come across my screen like a gecko, that's how you know it's working. So you're going to prone out of it and then slide sprint, right? So prone, hand, slide sprint. Prone out, slide sprint. And it just breaks all forms of cameras, and there's just no chance for the guy that you're about to do it to. So those are the three most exploitable, barring slide canceling, those are the three most exploitable forms of snaking in this game. All three of them are pure dog shit for competitive Call of Duty. It's just an abusive movement mechanic that really shouldn't be abused, but it is because we're playing for as much money as we are. So that's why people do it. It's super frowned upon, but it's just the world that we live in. I'm going to show you guys a clip from Seth's stream really quick. This is what it looks like when you're doing the actual snaking. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen this already, but this is the one when you're going prone and sprinting out of it over and over again. This is what it actually looks like. You can do it too, face.
Dude, no way you're doing this.
You can do it too, face.
No shot. You're about to have to get a new controller.
You can do it too. You can do it too, face up.
Your controller is busted already.
Yeah, we got a 3 hold on elbow. These guys are fucked.
Dude, oh man.
Dude,
if I saw someone doing that to me, I'd actually just quit the game.
So that's pretty ridiculous. It's not as bad. That's way worse than the crouching one, but that's the one that is legitimate snaking and is super frowned upon. And the snake slide is, I think it's G8. I don't think anyone actually does it because of how ridiculous it is. If you guys want to go test it out in a private match, go for it. But I don't know. There's a lot of really, really bad exploits in this game right now, but it's just the state of the world that we live in. So it's essentially the reason everyone is snaking is because snake or be snake. There's just a few select players out there that refuse to not do it. So if they're not going to not do it, then we're not going to not do it. And that's just kind of how it is. Eye for an eye makes the whole world go blind, but you know what? Who cares? So I hope this video can clear some things up for you guys. Thank you all for watching. As always, have a fantastic rest of your day.